Bandidos. What up, your boy Tux here, and word on the street is that Henley College is the ultimate farm for XP and expertise ranks in the Division 2. But is it really all it's cracked up to be, especially if you're grinding solo? Well, today we're digging into the hype with cold hard facts, real numbers, stats, and a no BS analysis. We'll measure it in SHD levels per hour, stack it against what you can pull solo in the open world, and figure out if it's worth your time. Stick around, I'm breaking down the setup, sharing my results, and giving you the straight talk on whether this farm delivers. Let's do this.
Wait, did we just become best friends? So nice to meet you. I think you're cool.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
Henley College is a rotating expedition in the Division 2. Open 1 week, then gone for 2. The Student Union mission is where the magic happens, or so they say, for XP and proficiency farming. Here's the deal. Solo players can hit 20 to 24 SHD levels per hour running open world activities on challenging or heroic. That's about 14 to 17 million XP per hour, since each SHD level takes 700,000 XP. That's our gold standard. Now, Henley's got a rep, but can it compete? Let's find out. Ready to farm? Here's the setup. You're gonna need 2 builds. Now, first, you're gonna need any damage build. You're gonna be doing this on story mode, so it's super easy. A striker assault rifle build with the killer talent is what I used. I'm not really gonna run through the build though. Something like this will be just fine. Add more armor if you want to. You're only gonna be using this for about 7 minutes. The build for farming needs to be the strongest oxidizer build you can put together, with a great emphasis on cooldowns to ensure you don't run out of chems. I tried several different builds, including trying the Memento, but this by far exceeded the rest. Before I run you through it, this is what it looks like in action. As you can see, kills are getting me back my chems like crazy. So my goal is to stay in cover and try to manage spending them as fast as they come in. So you get into a rhythm. Henley provides its own set of modifiers. We're gonna be using them to our advantage, including our own seasonal modifiers, especially the active one. So you wanna run Technician for the skill damage. For the primary weapon, I'm using the capacitor, and the damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover actually helps us here for this skill. It's 3-piece Empress and 2 pieces Shiny Monkey. So Shiny Monkey is giving us 15% skill duration. The second piece opens up skill efficiency. We got skill damage and skill haste. That's basically the equation. So duration, damage, haste, and all the efficiency you can pick up. So my second monkey is on the holster, duration, efficiency, and skill haste and skill damage. So for the knees, I'm running the Emperor's Guards. You don't need the named ones. Actually, you'd probably be better off with the normal ones, but I didn't want to craft any. So skill damage, you want skill haste if you can, and then 15% duration. 3 pieces Empress was the way to go. So this is gonna give you skill health, but it's mostly about the damage and efficiency that we're after. Skill damage and haste again, and then perfectly skilled. So skill kills have a 30% chance to reset skill cooldowns. So the enemies aren't super tanky, right? Because you're playing on story mode, so you don't need glass cannon here. The ability to stack the oxidizer became a better deal here, and this is gonna help you do that. The backpack's talent is also important, perfectly calculated. So kills from cover reduce skill cooldowns by 15%. So between those two and the other stuff we got going on, you should have a good uptime on your chems. And believe it or not, you can still run out. So looking at the chem launcher, I decided to go for damage and then duration instead of an additional chem. And that's because we're constantly earning new chems. So it felt like a waste to have an additional one. And then I'm running the Artificer Hive, so this is gonna buff your skill. I'm not gonna run through all the modifiers, but these are the ones that you want, and you want to use your active modifier as often as you can. So start at the Student Union on normal to unlock the Dead Drop modifier. This helps your spawn kills. Once you enter, switch to story difficulty. This will trick the system into keeping the dead drop active. Now, you are doing it on story difficulties so that you can start at the end of stage 2 over and over versus having to do the whole thing all over again if you fail. And yes, you will fail a lot. So head into the lobby, interact with the Echo, and then you're gonna take the left path. Next, you need to grab 2 keys, one from a body, and then follow the blood trail to the kitchen freezer for the second key. About face and head to the purple room for stage 1. So each stage is an infiltration. You're gonna hit the terminal and then hold your ground for 3 minutes. After that, you're just clearing enemies. To get to stage 2, just stay to the left of the bar, and then you're gonna go through the doorway on your left-hand side that has a sign above it that says coffee bar. That's a big clue. Stage 1 and 2 takes about 7 minutes total, including the navigation time from one stage to the next and the time to clear enemies. In that time, I earned a whopping 81,940 XP. 700,000 is what you need to get a full level. So this isn't good. So right after you complete stage 2, you need to equip your oxidizer build for stage 3. So how do we get to stage 3? If you're facing the stage 2 terminal, the stage 3 doors behind your right shoulder. Everything kind of looks the same here, so this can be a little bit confusing, but once you figure it out the first time, you got it. When you enter the room, the clock starts and you've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and you need to tag all 3 terminals as fast as you can and then hold back the waves of enemies. You can't let a single enemy even touch the terminal. It takes no time at all for them to hack it back. Literally, if they touch it, you lost it. So I drop my hive here, and then I turn around and throw out a couple of chems to take care of the first enemies, because they're going to spawn as I interact with the third terminal. So I park it here, and I'm going to hold this zone for 3 minutes. Enemies spawn in the back corner, upstairs, and downstairs. So I'm going to toss my oxidizer back there to melt them fast. Between the oxidizer and the dead drop explosions, you're going to be spawn killing everything. It happens in a nice little rhythm. The real gotcha happens at the 3-minute mark, so you need to watch that clock closely. So at 3 minutes, a heavy spawns, and you need to handle him. His whole job is to distract you, because if you can do that for long enough, then only a single enemy needs to touch one of those terminals and it's lost, and you will get a fail. So I found it best just to loop around the corner and give him some chems underneath the balcony as he enters the room. It holds him back. He doesn't like to go through the chems, so he just kind of hangs out there and eventually dies. So I just feed him a few chems while I'm managing the spawn point. If you fail, and trust me, it's going to happen many times for one reason or another, the good news is that you spawn back at the end of stage 2, so you can just do it again. And you're not getting shit for XP, so this is all about kills. So not getting completion XP is not really that big of a deal. And you're set. This is the loop. So stage 3 is the grind zone. So each successful run takes 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And with dead drop and your oxidizer, you're spawn killing enemies like crazy. So I tracked my results. In 18 minutes and 25 seconds, I went from SHD 17,112 with 112,397 XP over to D 17,115 with 361,387 XP progressed to the next stage. So that's over 2.3 million XP from stage 3 alone. But how does it scale? Let's crunch it. Setup time. Stage 1 and 2 takes 7 minutes. That's going to give you 81,940 XP. And 18 minutes and 25 seconds, which is how long it took me to do stage 3, is 1,105 seconds. And that gets us 2,348,990 XP. Add those together, and we're over 2.4 million XP in 25 minutes and 25 seconds. Now let's scale up stage 3. At stage 3, I was getting 2,125.78 XP per second. After 7 minutes of setup, there's 53 minutes for farming time, 3,180 seconds. So in 53 minutes, the XP earned is 2,125.78 XP per second times 3,180 seconds, which is going to give us a little over 6.7 million total XP. And then we add in the setup time XP, that gets us to a little over 6.8 million. So translated to SHD levels, in 1 hour from start to finish, including the setup and stage 3 farming, you can expect to get 9.7 SHD levels. Compare that to 20 to 24 levels from the open world. Kenley is lagging heavily behind the hype. What about proficiency? People say that's a thing here. Real fast. Proficiency is about maxing out every gear piece, armor, skills, and weapon in the game. More proficient items, the higher your expertise rank, currently capped at 30. Once proficient, you can add expertise ranks to it. For example, each weapon rank adds 1% damage above and beyond its base. Want the full scoop? Check out my expertise guide here. Links below. In Kenley Stage 3, you have to earn proficiency organically by equipping the items that need proficiency and going out and getting some kills. Stage 3 offers tons of kills, but is it a proficiency gold mine? Well, a little. Thing is, solo, you're stuck with an oxidizer build, so only your secondary weapon and sidearm level up. In a group, teammates can farm proficiency by being carried, but you're doing all the heavy lifting. And for this review, we're focusing on solo leveling because that covers everybody. Besides, if you have a group or clan to run with, you'd probably be doing the National Bond Armory method anyways, wouldn't you? And if you want to get carried, Countdown's better. You'll snag mods, resources, and exotics too. So where does Kenly fit in to an expertise strategy? Well, to give it credit, you can use it for leveling up those common weapons you're never going to use, but here's the problem. Doesn't donating junk have that handled? The first 15 levels of expertise is the easiest to earn because all you have to do is donate your junk. And this covers a lot, if not most, of the brand and gear sets as well as the common weapons. If you level up your common weapons with Kenly, then you're taking away that usefulness for your junk. And I really appreciated that. Kenly doesn't handle rare items proficiency either, like named items. That's still going to require research. Plus, it's so much faster just to buy 20 named items from each of the vendors every week and donate them. Here's the deal. The fastest way to max expertise is more about SHD watch levels for scavenging points than people realize, not just proficiency. Leveling one item to expertise rank 30 needs 204 recon data, 90 SHD calibration, 90 exotics, and even more materials. Where is any of that coming into play at Kenly? And Kenly's XP hardly helps, but proficiency gains? Meh. Proficiency without efficiently earning XP is just a big distraction because nothing is going to be faster than focusing on XP for your watch. If you do that, you have everything covered, including gaining proficiency on whatever you have equipped, and incidentally, exotic components will be coming in. Kenly's XP is weak and its proficiency gains are a mirage. So let's cut through the hype. Is Kenly College worth it? Look, we don't even need hard math to figure that out. Just good old-fashioned simple game logic. On story difficulty, XP sucks. 9 SHD levels per hour versus 20 to 24 in the open world on challenging or heroic. Gear drops? Trash. Expertise materials? None. Solo proficiency? Just 2 weapons. Meh. Look, I know some of you will hit the comments claiming Kenly's the best farm ever. I've heard it all, and trust me, I wanted it to work. I've got no bias here. If it was even half decent, I'd be hyping it up. But I recorded every run, timed it, and reviewed the data. It just doesn't hold up. There's no solid use case for it. Sorry, it's a pass. Kenly's 9 SHD levels per hour is a far cry from the 20 to 24 you can pull in from open world activities, and no margin of error saves it. And don't even get me started on how the inconsistent success rate wrecks efficiency. Plus, Kenly isn't even reliable. It's only open 1 week out of 3, and the setup's a hassle. Being carried in a group might boost the appeal slightly, but countdown or priority objectives, smoke it. There's no expertise shortcut. There's only farm smarter, not harder, and Kenly College is an illusion. It's a bust, skip it, and save your grind time. I'll see you in Brooklyn.
Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Tuxedo Bandido, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on the good stuff I have coming for you. And if you like content like this, be sure to check out the video I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you would like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make things possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be the same without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Wait, did we just become best friends?